Hello, how's everybody doing? Today, as soon as I put the camera on, Kelly wants to get up to the camera. I don't know why. Okay, there. She wants to look inside the camera. Okay, look at this. It's over there, Kelly. I'm sorry. This is what she wants to do. What? You got up? Aren't you going to look at the people? There. See? Look at it. Okay, go on. Okay, so anyway, as soon as I put the camera on, I know she's gonna do that. And she does it to music too. Now you gotta sit down. Okay, so anyway, this one is going to, this YouTube, I gave no, it wasn't a short, but it was a small video about, um, the new system is kind of scary. I don't know if I put it that way. But the scary part about the new system. Okay, and I got my notes. I did the notes, but let me see if I have them. Okay, yeah, everything's all right. So anyway, here we go. First of all, I wanted to say this. Give you some examples of certain things. Okay. I remember, this is in the same kind of light. I'm gonna say how bad I was doing, but it's after I left the Jehovah Witnesses, not too long after I left the Jehovah Witnesses. And they had a hurricane, I think it was Hurricane Hugo, and I was in Orlando doing terrible. Anyway, I had a friend, and these people came up to us and say they knew that we needed a job. Oh, do you want to work in? Actually, was good for some people. Oh, do you want to work in Hurricane Hugo? We're gonna do this, and they painted this beautiful paradise of everything that how we were gonna work. We're gonna have this. We were gonna have that. We're gonna go over in a nice van. We're gonna stay in a nice hotel. They're gonna feed us. We don't have to pay when they feed us and everything. I put in other videos about other topics, this story. But anyway, when we got in the van, it was really, really nice, okay? But then it turned really, really quick. And they dropped us off at this place, and then they changed the van. It was terrible. And they put all these people in there. It was like inmates and things like that, the escapees and stuff like that. It was just a very bad experience. But how many times, I'm just saying that, how many times do we listen to things that we feel is really great? Or have you ever been to a place, you didn't really plan it too much, but you know everything's going to work out? And it's just like a hell. Or an advertisement that says this thing is great and it's not. I mean, it happens all the time. So this is one way I'm trying to say that it's kind of scary, okay, if you think about it. As far as God is concerned, of course, I know there's not everybody that believes in God. But even if you don't believe in God, everybody thinks about how everything is going to turn out, okay? And we pretty much think about something bad or people dying or stuff like that. And then we usually have a conclusion. Well, if you believe in God, a lot of times you have a very nice conclusion, but you always think about, like Jesus or God. But, as Christians, and what I've seen and talked to a lot of people, the major thing is believing in God, okay? Because it takes so long for everything to come true, and we know all these beautiful things, but we got so used to the hard times and living in Satan's world that we don't really think about the outcome. But what we think about the most is God. I mean, people are dying. I mean, and it's a lot of pain with everything. But the most beautiful thing is knowing God. I mean, as far as those people who believe in God, okay? I know everybody doesn't believe in God. And I'm talking to them too, But a lot of people who don't believe in God, sometimes they really believe in God. That's another story. But but the thing about it is we don't really look for, and that's the nice part about whole humanity, is that all these pains and all the work that we have to do, we think about something that is beautiful, even though, like I said, some people don't really understand that there's a God, who don't believe in God. They still do also, and I'm talking about generally nice people. They think about some kind of nice outcome that can probably happen, or else they continue to work for something good so that other people can enjoy it. So, you know, generally speaking, people don't look for an easy way out. Or, I mean, just look at the government, all the people who are fighting against the things in the government and stuff like that. If they were looking for an easy way out, I mean, like, the world wouldn't be like it is today. It's just like the ex-Jehovah Witnesses. They have no idea that I know things are going to work out for them. But in other religions, other people that watch and have similar situations, they have no idea that things are going to work out. But they're working for other people. Oh, maybe it won't work this time, but it worked for my family or my children or things like that. So that's the kind of hard-working attitude that most people have. So that's the intro to the scary part of being, I know it's a lie, but the scary part of people accepting that there is a new system. And the reason why, and the way I'm going to do this is kind of be like in a perspective of a Jehovah Witness. And I was thinking when I did this is how when I have spoken with my family members, it made me think about when I talked to them or when I heard information about them. It was just so drab. And I know I'll probably never hear from my sister again, but she called me. And of course, I mean, I couldn't control it. I just said, "Are you just going to say with Jehovah?" I guess I didn't have a good reaction. But what I'm trying to say, when I heard her speak, she said she's going to stay with Jehovah. And just the attitude. I mean, like, just the feeling. It was just so etchy. I don't know if that's a word. So anyway, I got the points that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm actually doing it because I know to me it's a lie and point blank. But what I'm trying to say is from a perspective of a Jehovah Witness, because I was a Jehovah Witness. Okay, first of all, the first thing I'm going to talk about is that I'm sorry, I always do that. I'm old. The first thing I want to talk about is we have a mind, okay? A mind, okay? I remember when I was a Jehovah Witness and I was very young and they were talking about 1975 and I remember my sister, we were just talking. I really missed them. But I was talking to them. We were just talking and they saw the magazine about the 1975. And my sister goes, my oldest sister, she goes, "Oh, just think you could tear those, you could throw those glasses away." I mean, like right now my eyes are really bad. I wear contacts and for reading I use these glasses. But I had really thick glasses when I was young. And she goes, "You could throw those glasses away." But I remember thinking about the new system and it just didn't click. So what I'm trying to say is, first of all, the scary part is you have a mind. So how is it that some people could just believe it without thinking about the consequences? And I didn't even know that much about the world, but I couldn't click to it. One thing about me when I was a child is I tried to connect the dots. I always tried to see how things worked out. Like, for instance, president. Okay, the word president, I thought there was just one president. You know, the president of the United States. And then I heard this president. I go, how could he be there? And how could he be there? I mean, why? I mean, it was just like I was connecting, but I couldn't figure out how because I would hear the president of this, such and such and such. And I go, wow, president. And I couldn't, it was the same thing with the Jehovah Witness when they would talk about the new system. I was trying to shape it in my mind, but it couldn't. And just like president, I couldn't shape it until, I got older, and there was a point, and I told you I wasn't that smart. It took me a long time to figure out about the president, okay? That there's many presidents. There could be a president of an organization, president here. Anyway, it took me a long time. But the thing about it is I did have to connect everything. And like when they talked about the new system, I could never connect it. I could never have that feeling about the new system. Never worked for me. I mean, I was Jehovah Witness, and it was just one issue that I never really, like I said, I think mostly as far as I was concerned, I mean, about God meant more to me than the new system. So, but they really believe in the new system. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, first of all, the scary thing is people who could just be so, can I say gullible? And not just that, even when I got older, the older I got, the more information I got, the shakier the new system was to me. I mean, when I'm saying shakier, I'm saying it was like a concept that I could not put inside my mind. But I have family members who really believe in the new system. Like I said, my stepfather actually believed in the new system, and he quit his job. I mean, just point blank. So the point I'm trying to make there is, what type of mind could handle just believing in a new system? Now, the next one I want to say is, everyone will not make it into the new system. That's very scary. I mean, I'm looking at it from a Jehovah Witness standpoint. I mean, even I walked as a Jehovah Witness thinking about everybody that's not going to make it. And I would meet people and I would say, these people are not going to make it. These people are not going to make it. And I'm talking to people at work and I'm going, these people are not going to make it. I mean, if that's kind of a scary of a mind, people who want to be somewhere knowing that the whole world and a lot of people that they speak to are not going to make it, okay? I mean, if they were really, really nice, they would be writing letters to the government or something like that saying, stop, or something like that. It just seems like, how can you be so calm knowing that all these people are going to pass away, are going to die because they're not Jehovah Witnesses? That's scary. There's no plan for survival, okay? Everybody knows on earth, and we believe in God, and you even see in the Bible about survival. No matter what, you could believe in God. Even like I said, the first century Christians, all the problems that they had, I mean, they believed in God and everything. I mean, and they still had to have problems with the government and a place to live. I mean, in the whole Bible, we had to do things in order to do this or in order to do that, in order to survive. Even like Noah's Ark or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, what they don't never think about survival. I mean, like, how are they going to make it as far as taking care of the whole world? Like I said before, for that to happen, it would be a hell. I mean, for them to work this whole world, it would have to be a hell. And that was something that's the point that actually brought me to give this talk, because in actuality, it seems like they're not preparing for the beautiful paradise, like so many times that we all were fooled about about moving and having a paradise and going to this country and everything's going to be a paradise, but everything wasn't. So I was actually thinking, is it really? They're preparing for a paradise? It could be something like a hell that they're actually preparing for. And that's what prompted me to do this YouTube. And everything goes back to my first point, is that we have a mind. I mean, they know that God created us, but he created us with a mind. I mean, to do things. I mean, like, so that means if there is a new system, our mind has to question certain things. It was something that was given to us, and you question and question and question until you find an answer. I would just find an answer from God. Okay, so that was the scary part. Okay, and the governing body, very scary. You have a governing body that you don't even know. I mean, they get to know the governing body more than they get to know Jesus Christ. But Jesus is not God to them. So why would they put their faith in someone that's not even God? In someone that they don't even know? If these people were going to do a new system, I would get to know everybody in the governing body. I mean, where are they from? What do they know? Answer questions. They don't get questions answered from Jehovah Witnesses. They don't get questions. How is this going to happen? How is that going to happen? How is this going to happen? But in the perspective of a Jehovah Witness, they don't question it at all. Why is it? Where is the new system coming from? What do we have to do? How we have to do? Is the advertisement really right? Are they really planning their new system, or do they actually know what's really going to happen? Okay, and what have you do to make? What do you have to do to make it? Okay, that's the scary part, because you don't have to do anything. Can you imagine in this world that we live in? Okay, first of all, if we want a nice job, think about all the things you have to do. If we want a nice place to live, I'm not talking about riches. I'm talking about, think about all the things you have to do. Okay. Even if you have a nice job and you have a house, what do you have to do to take care of the house? What do you have to do to take care of your children? But they don't have to do anything to be a Jehovah Witness. I was a Jehovah Witness. There's no studying. I mean, you can study, but you study their literature, and they don't know everything. And you don't even read it. I mean, I saw my parents study. I saw so many people study for the book study and stuff like that. But you don't really have to study. I'm the type of person that studied a little bit, but I didn't have to. But I was going to make it anyway. And if I actually thought about it, I should say, you know what? I'm not really studying. And I know that. I'm not really doing anything. And so is not my friends. And how are we going to make it? That should have triggered me into saying, this is kind of scary. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. Another thing. What are you doing? Oh my dear Lord. I'm going to let her bark out. Kelly? So anyway, she does that sometimes. So anyway, another thing is this. Okay. Jesus came down on earth and died so that Jehovah Witnesses can be saved. Now, I'm thinking about it in perspective of a Jehovah Witness. How can I think that? Okay. I mean, I would have to think that everything that Jesus did was so that we could live forever in a park or in a paradise, you know. And he did everything in the Bible. The Bible is for them. The Bible would have to be for them because everybody else is going to perish. Everybody, and another scary part is they actually don't believe in any beautiful people other than themselves. people who take care of their families, people who help other people, all those things don't run through their mind. These are the parts that would be very scary to me if I had the mind that I have right now and I was a Jehovah Witness. And I think this is going to be almost it. Like I said, it's the whole Bible. And then I had another part. All this work we did in Satan's world, and there was a lot of work done, and there's a lot of problems. There's prejudice, there's hunger, there's corrupt governments, all of these things that we as human beings have survived. I mean, everything is not perfect, but what I'm trying to say is we keep working on these things. But if we didn't work on those things, can you imagine how the world would be? I mean, we're living in a system that we don't agree with all the time. We don't agree with, don't say all the time, but everybody doesn't agree with. And all the bad things that's happening, but we fight those things and we've gotten just a little bit further, you know? But what I'm trying to say is, this is the point I made. All of the work that we did on the earth fighting Satan's system was for nothing. Because the Jehovah Witnesses were not here until 1914. So it's scary because they don't even think about anything that happened before their existence. Okay, and then this is the last point I have. The Jehovah Witnesses feed off of, which is great because we all help each other. They feed off of the world that they condemn. That's another scary thing. So, from a Jehovah Witness standpoint, I think all those points would, if I had the mind that I have right now, and I was Jehovah Witness, would really scare me. And that's probably why I'm here as an ex-Jehovah Witness. Okay, thank you all very much. I got one short one that I'm going to do because someone asked me in a comment, they don't think Jehovah Witnesses have power. So I'm going to answer that comment, and then that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.